welcome to another episode of Shooting
the Shit with Rachel
and Neal Young. So we're talking all things real estate photography business growth, mindset, and getting it done. Here come your favorite true entrepreneurs, Rachel and Neal Young, shooting the shit.
I have a ferret on the podcast. Like if we're kind of in a slump, like what kind of things do you do?
Talking about a boob light.
Straddling a power line.
Nice photo.
Ooh, I need that.
I'm like red right now because I'm embarrassed. I go like this. I love it.
Come in.
Sure, use your podcast voice.
You know, over here, I'm pitting out.
Drone's like flipping to the ground.
That's a great callback.
Chit-chatting.
Is that what you call that? Hey!
This episode is brought to you by my admin. Well, HD Photo Hub, which is basically like having an admin.
That's right. And it's not just a delivery platform. It's a powerhouse designed to make your work shine. From stunning teaser videos and social media reels to custom property websites and polished printable flyers, HD Photo Hub automates it all so you can focus on what matters, growing your business.
Today, we're going to talk about our workflow and exactly what it is that we do when we show up to a shoot. First thing and through the shoot. And we're going to tell both of our versions of this today. But first, we have a very exciting announcement from Rachel.
Hello, everybody. We have 7 new additions to the family. We have 7 new additions to the family that I just have to announce because I'm so excited. We incubated 11 eggs on our counter in our kitchen that were fertilized by our rooster. So they're from our hens, and we put them in the incubator. And the first 4 days of incubating them, you have to turn them every hour and a half. They like have this little mechanism in the incubator that turns the eggs every hour and a half.
Yeah.
And we didn't have it hooked up right. So it didn't turn them for 4 days. So I'm like, they're all dead. Like I killed them.
Oh.
Right. And then a week in, we checked them and we had 9 living eggs, which was insane. There's like this little black dot and you can see it moving in there, and that's their eyeball. It was wild.
Oh,
and then
weird.
yeah. And then day 14, I checked them again.
Creepy.
I know it is. It's crazy. Day 14, I checked them again, and I only saw 2 that were alive. So I was going to just like chuck all the eggs, and I was like, I'll just leave them in there. We'll see. And we got 7 of those 9 that hatched.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah. And I got to watch the first one hatch. It was so cool. It happened right before my son
Yeah,
went to school.
I've been seeing tons of posts that you've been doing. Yeah.
I know. I'm obsessed.
Are the kids excited too?
Oh, yeah. Devin is. I mean, Jack's like, cool, mom. Like he's 15 almost, he's like, whatever.
He gives you a pat on the back, like, good job, mom.
Yeah, that's awesome, mom. But they're just kids.
I'm glad you're excited.
Yeah. So 1 hatched on Thursday morning, and then we had 5 more hatch Thursday night. So when I left for work, there was only 1 running around in the incubator. You're supposed to leave them in there for like 12 to 24 hours so they dry off and like feather out and fluff up. They're so cute. And they're just like stumbling around, falling over. And they're so tired that they just fall asleep like mid standing up. They'll just literally like their head will fall and they'll fall over and pass out. And then they come back to, and it's so cute. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then the next morning we had 1 more that hatched. So it was wild.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah. So,
Growing family, Rachel.
I know.
Now when are those donkeys showing up?
in a couple months. We got the chicken coop done, so that's good. And now we need to build some stalls and a fence, and then we're gonna go find some donkeys. The problem is finding them because they're nowhere in Washington. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, well, they're desert animals, so they don't really do well when grazing on grass and stuff. So they're really, and wet conditions aren't good for their hooves, so they're harder to find up here in the Northwest. So there's a lot of miniature donkey farms, but we want mammoth donkeys or standard, like bigger.
Mammoth is a thing. They're mammoth donkeys. Do they have
Mammoth
big
donkeys.
tusks?
They're
Giant
cute.
tusks.
Yeah, they do. You should see them, Neal. They're crazy. They're great. Devin wants to ride them. So we're going to try to find, we found one down in Oregon. It's a riding donkey. And if you know anything about animals, she's 13.1. That's how tall she is. And she's trained. So, but they said she's more woe than go. So I'm like, she'd probably be fine, but like, we should probably get one that's got a little more spunk. I don't know. We'll see. So we're probably going to have to drive to Texas to pick one up.
Is that big for a donkey? Like, what's 15? Like 15 hands for a horse? Is that like normal?
That's like kind of average. I would say like 15 hands is kind of average for a horse.
Yeah.
But that's pretty high. I mean, that's over 4 feet. There's 4 inches in a hand. So if you have 15 times 4, 45, what is that? 45 inches. I can do
It,
math. I am smart.
it still wouldn't really matter. Like you could say
Neil
hands,
just shakes his hand. He's like, I'm not even gonna
you could
try.
say hands, you could say inches. No matter what the thing is, I'm like, I don't know. It's big. It's not big. I don't know.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it's like almost 4 feet tall. Like, and that's their shoulder, like it's called their withers. So it's where their mane ends down and it connects into their back. That's where their
Yep.
withers are. So that's where they're measuring to. It's kind of right above their shoulder, up on the
Yep.
top of their back there. So that's 4 feet is pretty tall.
Okay.
Yeah,
But yeah,
almost
so
4 feet.
generally speaking, it's a pretty big donkey. And what are we talking about right
I
now?
don't know. Well, me and my farm adventures. So, and I'm leaving on vacation in 2 days. So we are squeezing this in
Mm,
on a
mm, mm,
Saturday
mm.
just so
Getting
we can get an episode
excited.
out for you guys. So we're
Yeah.
excited to run through our processes and get it
All
going
right.
here. Let's
So
do
who
it.
should go first? Who should do it? You want
You
me
can go
to?
first. Yeah, you go
All right,
first.
cool. If you haven't heard, Rach and I are using Pixl CRM.
Pixel CRM isn't just another boring tool. It's basically your business's best friend. With Pixel CRM, you can automate your lead generation, follow-ups, client communication, and stay top of mind with email campaigns. And there's just so much more.
And if you want, you can try it out today. Just go to pixelcrm.com/STS and you're going to get the first month of Pixel CRM free. Well, first thing I'll say, very first thing when I show up, and where I am, most shoots that I do, most of my clients meet me there. So I think predominantly Rachel has a lot of vacant houses. So predominantly first thing I do is most of the time I can kind of recognize their car because most of my clients are repeat clients, so I'm looking for their car. If they're not there, I'm texting them like, hey, you coming? Should I wait for you? Otherwise I can go knock on the door, because also where I am, most of the time they're not vacant. Predominantly there's people there, so I usually just don't just go running around the yard. So I'll wait for the agent if they're going to come. If they're not, then I'll say, all right, cool, then I'll just go knock on the door, let them know I'm here, because I don't want to go take a photo out back and surprise somebody coming out of the shower, like,
Yeah.
hi, I get a shot of that. So, so anyway, I'll wait for the agent and walk in with them. And then generally, the agent will introduce me and I'll say hi to them and whatnot, and, try to be friendly and warm and say something complimentary like, oh, everything looks great, try to take that edge off right away. But before, a lot of times I start my shoot outside. So if the agent's like already in there talking to the client or something, a lot of time I will, and they know I'm there, I'll just start by doing exterior. But I'm always first looking as I'm going. So we do a walkthrough. And if I'm taking photos outside, that would include that I'm looking with my eyes before I start taking shots. Are there shovels out? Are there wheelbarrows out and stuff like that? And I will, tuck things away, take trash bins, put them in the garage, that kind of stuff, and pick up things if they're unsightly, that kind of stuff. When I go inside, then I do a walkthrough, and usually a lot of times the agent will go with me, and they know that like I'm going to do that and check things out first. And also when I walk in, I'll say I'm looking up at the house to make sure that things like windows are closed and blinds are even, and if they're not, that's part of what I'm doing when I do the walkthrough, is to make things look the same. So we do our walkthrough and we just check that things are tidy. We might tuck things away like hide trash bins or toothbrushes, stuff like that, and they just do a walkthrough, adjust the blinds, that kind of stuff. Um, and suggest anything to the agent if I see something like, hey, do we want these like runner carpets down over this beautiful hardwood floor? Or maybe we should throw those in the closet, to that kind of stuff. That's our walkthrough basically. I'll keep it there for the walkthrough. And then after the walkthrough, I generally do photos first. I don't know, it just makes me feel more comfortable with the space to just kind of do the photos. And so I will go through, and I usually myself, I don't shoot the order that you would like walk through a house. I know some people do that. I usually will start in the basement if I can, just because my brain, I like to go in like a order that I'll know that I did everything. So I'll start in the basement, work my way up each level, and I'll usually go like across. I'll usually go through the home in a way that's, I don't like to jump around just because it's easy for me to miss something, especially when I'm doing multiple services and I feel I've already done walkthrough. You feel like you've already been in the space. It's easy to forget things. So I kind of go like through a labyrinth, the way you would go. Just keep going right until you go all through all the
You can't
spaces.
turn left, folks. You
Yeah,
can't turn
no,
left.
I can't do it. I'm not capable. Um, and and yeah. So then if we're doing video, That's the only thing. Sometimes the agents are not going to stay there the whole time. So since they do meet me a lot of times, sometimes if they have other things to do, I'm like, "Are you staying the whole time?" If they're not staying the whole time, then that's one of the times I might change that process and I might do the video first because then they can be done and take
Agent
off.
on camera, correct? Like
Yeah,
if the agent's on
yeah,
camera.
if the
Okay.
agent's on camera. Yeah, and then I'll be like, you want to get your part out of the way, we can do that, and then you could run, because then maybe they have another appointment, that kind of thing. So sometimes the order will change for that. But you generally photo, then I do the video, and if I have Matterport, I'm usually doing that last. I don't know why. I like it the least, and I just save it for last. I'm not sure why. And then same thing with floor plan. I just save it for last for the floor plan, barring some unusual things and
When do you do
workflow.
the drone?
Oh, drone. So most times I do my drone. I usually do exteriors first too. I like to do exteriors
That
first.
includes drone.
Yeah, and usually I'll do it at the same time. And if I'm doing video, I do the drone stills and the drone video at the same time. I go up, take a shot, take the video shot, move it somewhere else, take another still, then do a moving shot. Most of the time I'll try to do that to conserve the time. I used to do like all the stills and then the video, but I found that I duplicated a lot of stuff doing that. Yes, and there's a question in the back from Rachel. Go ahead,
Raising
Rachel.
my hand. I have a question. Do you bring your bag in with you, or do you set up in your car and then bring just your camera and tripod in?
That's a great question. Most times when I'm doing multiple services, I bring my whole thing inside just because I don't want to end up, a lot of times when I don't do that, I end up running back to the car for something and it's annoying. And a lot of times another thing, I don't park near the house. I usually go as far away as I can get away with. I mean, not too
Out
far,
of
but
sight,
far
right?
enough that it's out of sight,
Yeah.
basically. I'm one house over or something like that. So, because especially when I'm doing video and stuff, I don't want to have my car visible for that. So yeah, so I drag my stuff in. Unless it's just stills and a floor plan, then yeah, I'm just bringing my camera, my tripod in, and I don't, need to bring everything in for that. But yeah, if I need the mics and I need that, right now I'm working out of my hard roller bag, so I'll drag that whole thing in, but I don't have to use that thing. It has a lot of extra stuff in there. A lot of other, sometimes for several months I was using just my backpack and I would just roll in with my backpack and my tripod and my camera and you know, and if my drone isn't in that, it'll be like my man purse. So yeah, I generally roll in with it, and I'll just find a space because a lot of times we're not photographing garages or unfinished spaces. So I'll just find a space. A lot of times I work out of the garage, and I'll just open it up and leave it in the garage there, and grab stuff as I need it. Yeah,
Awesome. I
yeah.
love it.
What else am I
We have
missing?
we have a very similar workflow. What's
Yeah.
your mindset when you're shooting? Like when you're doing photos, are
hmm
you thinking about what you're gonna do for video? Like how do
Mm.
you do anything different there? Like
And I'm
what's
not
going on in your brain when you get there? Like what are you
very
thinking?
little, very little.
Hang on, we have a visitor.
Oh, we got a
We have
visitor.
a-
Come on
we have
in. Does she have chicks with her?
are they
Little
in
baby
here?
chicks?
Just bring two. You don't need to bring all of them. I can hear them. Don't leave your door open. Wait, the cats are very interested in these chicks and the dog. Oh
Oh,
my gosh, look
she's
how
got
little they
in her
are.
hand.
Uh-huh.
Oh, she's got
The
them in.
camera's
How many?
right
Is
there.
it one or two?
That's
Just
just
one.
one.
One little baby.
Yeah.
Hello, little
He's
baby.
so cute.
Oh, is it
Or
dark
pull it back.
brown or black?
They're black.
Oh wow,
So we got four black ones from
so
Bolt.
cute.
Bolt's our black chicken. And then we have three little yellow ones that are from Chica, our little. They're the two first ones that we got. Like from the first group that we got, we only have two
Oh
left
yeah.
from that first group because we've gotten
hmm
chickens three times. Oh my gosh, she's so cute.
Is now she's the chick is in front of the camera so we can see it if you're watching the video, but not by the mic. Now, is it any chirping happening? Should we hold to the
Yes, I
mic or
think you
is?
should hold up by the mic so they can hear it chirp. Here, can I hold her? Okay. I mean, chances are we have.
Oh, I heard one.
Oh, now she stopped. She likes me. Chances are we have half of them are roosters, and we'll get rid of them.
Oh, I heard a little.
Cheep, cheep, cheep.
Bring it even closer to the mic. Get right up on the mic.
It's very quiet.
Oh, I heard it. Yeah.
When you kind of piss them off, they chirp more. Stress them out.
Rachel's poking the poor thing now.
Oh,
Oh,
don't
here
jump.
comes another. Here comes another.
Okay, and this is
What
one
do
of
we
the
got?
yellow ones.
Oh my gosh.
Right,
So
like classic.
adorable. Yeah.
This one's noisy.
Oh,
Bring her over here near the mic so we can hear her.
so cute.
She's loud. They're so little. Now they're quiet. Can you hear them? Yep. Okay.
I didn't want to say anything because I
Oh
don't want to.
gosh. And we have a kitty.
Oh,
Look,
and yeah, the cat's like, hey,
a
what's
bird. She
this?
doesn't even see him. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is too much
Mm-hmm.
stress for me.
Maybe a little bit too interested.
I know. She's like, I will eat that for dinner. Are you putting them on here to walk them back to their room? Oh, I see. Good job. Okay. Good, Mama.
Oh, there you go. Clever.
No,
She's got
Sonny.
like a little
No.
pillow
No. No,
sheet
Sonny. Sonny's
combo.
trying to climb on the pillow. They're just gonna hang out right here. They're right here.
No, I think
Can you
she's
see
just
them?
getting it. She's just tucking the cat away so she can come
Yeah.
get him, I think. Hello, little baby. Oh, they're so cute together. Oh my gosh, under the sheet. That's adorable. You got to watch the video to see these chicks. It's hilarious.
They're like 3 days old. They're
It's
just
like a little commercial. They're so cute next to each other. The
they're
yellow
good.
one and the black one. The yellow one is so big and fuzzy. Oh
I
my
know.
gosh.
So like I come back, oh, I'm gone for a week on vacation. And when I get back, they're gonna look like completely different chicks. They're gonna be
Wow.
so big. They grow
Yeah.
so fast. Then they turn into these gangly little teenage chicks.
Did they eat the same stuff as the big chickens do?
No, they have like chick feed. It's smaller, like ground up. And I think it's
Mm.
a different formula. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
they're pretty cute. They're fun. Okay, Dev, can you take them, please? Okay,
Yeah.
so I asked you a really good question. So what is your mindset when
Oh.
you're on site, Neil?
My mindset. I don't, we talked about this briefly before we got on the podcast because somebody had a question about it. Like, what do you do, or when you're doing your photos or you're thinking about what your video shot will be and stuff like that. And I will say that's partly why I like doing the photos is just to get the lay of the land for video. But one of my biggest problems is not having a real enough probably method to my mixture of madness. so, so yeah, I mean, it gives me a lay of the land and helps me feel like I understand the space better, but I don't necessarily have like a shot list. I've been trying more and more to tell myself to slow down and go, all right, and a very rough shot list, which is like make sure you get in each space that makes sense, like the long flowing shot that we could speed ramp and then get a couple detail shots. That's a very hard thing for me to do just with my ADD brain. I chase the details and I'm like, wee, and then there I go
Mm,
down this like how many clips did I just shoot and now what. So I think that's my biggest weakness is overshooting on both photo and video. I have a tendency to just be a people pleaser, and so like even on angles, I'll be in a bedroom and be like, oh, okay, it's these two angles, and I'm like, well, the other one does look nice too, and it shows that other window, so maybe I'll take that one too. So I don't have a lot of method. I more just kind of go with my own flow and shoot it, and then I get home, which causes more workload for myself too. When I
mm.
get home, that's where I do my culling. But a lot of times I'm also worried that, oh, what if that shot wasn't perfect? And then when I go see it on the screen at home, I hate it. So I have extra, I overshoot for that reason too.
Yeah.
So,
At least you
but
pull
yeah,
them down. I don't do that.
I have to because otherwise I would
Wasting
literally,
money.
yeah, yeah, I'm wasting
Yeah.
money and I'm making it very difficult for my video editor to go through and also sometimes if I give them too many choices that aren't great, they're going to use those.
Mm,
So, I
hmm.
try, that's a big thing I try to do is like get rid of some of the ones that don't, they're not as good as the other one to just
Yeah.
kind of simplify it for them to make sure that we get the best outcome too. So, but yeah, something I need to continue to work on solving for myself is not overshooting.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you trim and upload your Matterport on site or do you wait till you get home?
I barely do any trimming on Matterport.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't really require it, I
I don't
found.
mark the windows anymore. I used to mark windows and mirrors, and I do not do it unless it's like a fully mirrored wall or something and it's having troubles aligning. That's when I'll mark those, but I just
I
trim it.
mark I mark very little unless there's a whole lot of like spray happening,
Hmm.
the digital spray from seeing out windows or some space. Then I will throw the a marker there or the trim thing there to make sure that it looks a little better in the dollhouse. But outside of that, I found that it doesn't seem that they actually require marking much at all. The
You
minimum they're
do?
like you got to mark. Literally, I get the thing like
Yeah, you have
you
to
want
mark
to upload
something.
this? We recommend that you mark something first, and I'll just like mark a couple main walls. And I go like, yeah,
Interesting.
these are windows, these are windows, done, upload, and it works fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't do a lot of I do none of it on site except for things that will help me complete the Matterport, which would be mirrors and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. What about, do you use Kubicasa
Yes, I do.
for floor plans? Do you upload
Yeah.
those on site or when you get home?
The since the recent update, I used to be able to upload without having to get on Wi-Fi. I used a lot more
Mm.
often, it felt like. And now they will never go until I
Mm.
get on Wi-Fi. And I don't generally ask the homeowners to get on Wi-Fi. Once in a while I do. So I wait till I get home to upload them for that reason. But I try to upload them on site. I hit, I always do the same thing. I do the $15 thing and I
Yeah.
and I send it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Same. What other questions do I have? So you get home, upload everything, you have editors, so you send everything off to the editors.
hmm
Next morning you get it back and you or your admin uploads or you do.
My admin uploads most things. Our video is 2 day. So sometimes on the video, just because I'm still reviewing the video for feedback for my video editor.
Hmm.
So unless I don't have time, then I'll tell him, hey, send it to Kimberly and have her upload the video. But that's one thing I still sometimes do is the video.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, she
Interesting.
uploads everything. She does all the revision notes for the photos as well.
Mhm.
So she'll give feedback to the editors, whether there are a couple of our, team editors or some of the large groups that we use as like backup. She give them the feedback, they correct it, then she uploads it and she sends it off to the client once it's ready. And if it's like a video thing that it's a 2 day, but the photos are 1 day, then she sends it with a templated message that says, your photos are ready. We'll follow up again once the video is done tomorrow, kind of
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
hmm
Sounds like a pretty good workflow you have there, Neil.
Why, thank you. I'd love to hear about your workflow. You now, am I right? I said I made it, and I like my hands. It's Easter tomorrow.
Oh,
Just
they're
time
all different
stamping this
colors.
forever. I've got colors all over my fingers from doing the Easter eggs coloring. So, am I correct that predominantly most of the time you don't have the agent meeting you all the time? Is that correct, or is it not
No,
true because you do a lot
no.
of video?
And they are there a lot, but they don't always stay. I don't know. It's probably
Mm-hmm.
50-50,
50
honestly.
for you,
Mhm.
and but it's a larger majority of them are vacant though. There is that correct?
Oh yeah, most of them are vacant and staged, like
Mm,
majority of them.
yeah.
But some are home, the homeowner lives there and they do like a partial stage or they come in and consult on what should be taken out and removed. Very rarely do we go into a home that has just the homeowner stuff in it. Like it's
Mm,
just most agents that we work with stage. And we're middle of the line, like the $600,000 range up to like 3 million. So average home
yeah.
price here is like 850. So that gives you an
Mm,
idea of like
yeah.
where we're at. So it sounds really expensive. It's not. Like the luxury market is like 4 million and up. Well, probably like 3 and up is more of that luxury market. Like I
Mm,
shot a $9 million house on Friday.
wow.
Yeah, you would think, wow. It was on the water in
Mm,
Kirkland, 3,600 square feet,
mm,
probably 35 feet of waterfront, a big dock. The lot was maybe 10,000 square feet,
oh wow.
maybe.
10
Small
million, huh?
backyard. And it was not renov. It was like, it was nice inside, but it was straight out of like 1990. The kitchen,
Hmm.
the primary bathtub, it was nice. Like it obviously was done with high end finishes for its time, but has not
Mm,
been renewed or what do you call that? Renovated? No,
renovated,
updated.
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 Yeah.
It had not been updated. It was shocking. I'm like
Ah,
3,600 square feet for $9 million in Washington.
yeah.
It is
Wow.
cloudy and rainy here 9 months out of the year. Like,
Now,
why? It's
so
great.
is every property on that whatever that lake is it because
Yeah.
that body of water is so special? Is that why?
Yeah, it's right on. I mean, it's a very desirable location. It's right by downtown. I mean, it makes kind of makes sense, but I was just shocked. I thought at
Oh
least the
yeah.
house would have been renovated and
Yeah.
redone, updated
That's
and
where
all
you
that.
go like, yeah, what would you do with that? What else could you do with that 9 mil?
Well, and if you bought it for 9 million, you probably have enough money to put 200 into it to fix it up. That's what shocked me. I'm like, why wouldn't they have fixed it? I hope the agent
Interesting.
doesn't listen to this. But or the homeowner. And the agent probably is thinking the same thing. But the homeowner. Who knows, right? Who knows what their
Yeah,
story
no,
is?
that's
I don't know.
interesting.
But it blew my mind when I saw it. I'm like, and they're like funky wallpaper in the laundry room that was straight out of like 80s, 90s, like just weird. I'm like, why?
Yeah, for
Maybe they liked it. Maybe that was
nine
their
million
style.
dollars. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy, huh? It's
Yeah.
really, or maybe they lived there for like 20 years straight or something.
Yeah. Who
I
knows?
was just at a really cool house like that too. Same kind of thing. It was look like our house looked like in the 90s. Yeah. And
Mhm.
yeah, it wasn't 9 million, but it was waterfront and it was cool. It was interesting, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Interesting.
definitely. Oops.
Very interesting. Oh, one thing that reminds me. Do you do this? I'm asking because I forgot to say. I also will generally double check the services with them when I first show up. I'll say,
Oh,
hey,
that's smart.
today we're doing photo floor plan drone. And they're like, oh, did I not? Because a lot of times they're like, oh, did I
Mm,
not put video on there?
yeah.
Nope, you didn't, but we're good.
Right.
We'll do it, you know?
Hmm.
So, yeah,
Okay,
so I
you ready to
usually,
hear my workflow?
yeah, let's hear it. Boom. What do you
Okay.
do first thing?
First thing I do is I get an email on my email that I got booked for a shoot. And I'm like, woohoo, so and so booked me. Score. And it's photos, it's the works package. Let's go. Right.
Yeah. Yep.
And then in the morning, I get a text message every day at 7 a.m. that says, you have 3 shoots today, or you have 1 shoot today. So that alerts me, right? Because
Yeah.
sometimes you forget. I mean, that
Is that
doesn't,
what wakes you up in the morning? Is that how you wake up? Like
yeah.
straight out of
Yeah. It's like 7 a.m. must get up and work. No, silly. I'm up at 5:30 every
I'm
day.
picturing the reel of this, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh, that would be a good one. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally, totally. No, but I check my schedule for the day before. I kind of look at where I'm going, how long it's going to take me to drive around. Do I need to charge
Hmm.
my car to 100% because it's electric? Like how far am I driving? And
Do
then
I need
timing wise,
extra batteries?
like do I have enough time to get everything done? Which HD Photo Hub helps with that. You put in how long each service is, so I'm usually pretty good.
Yeah.
But sometimes I have too big of a gap between shoots. So I'll like text the client, be like, hey, can I push you up an hour?
Okay.
I'll kind of
Yep.
adjust it manually if I need to.
Okay.
Um,
Yep.
so yeah, I get ready for the day. I get in the car, I drive to the shoot. I'm not going to give you this many details. I'm just being a shit.
Now, are is your gear in the back seat or is it in the back of the vehicle? I
So
mean,
yeah,
it runs on batteries. Is there room for gear or is it all
it's
batteries?
in the trunk. Batteries are in the hood. So
Oh, okay.
there's no special compartments on a Lyric versus like the Rivian is so much cooler than my car. I should have gotten a Rivian because they have cool storage compartments everywhere and
Oh,
all these amazing things like pet mode that my car doesn't have. Anyways, I'm a little
pet
jealous.
pet mode?
Yeah, you can leave your dog in the car and it keeps it cool. And it
Oh,
says on the screen the temperature. So if someone walks by and they're rude and they want to break your window, they can see it's in pet mode and it's 65 degrees in the car. Don't
where
break
does
my
it
window.
say that? Like on the
On this
windows?
on the digital screen because there's a big
Oh.
screen inside the car. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked, Neil. This is supposed to be a quick one because
Calm,
we need to go to
calm
bed. It's
yourself,
late.
sir. This vehicle is in pet mode. It's like, do you remember when
Yeah,
those alarms? I don't, you probably don't. Like in the 90s, those alarms came out. It was like, stand back. This car is protected by Cobra
I
or
don't remember that.
Viper or something like that. It was like this deep voice. And that one's like, calm yourself, sir. This vehicle is in pet mode.
Yeah, it should speak. Do not
Here's an,
break the window.
here's
Back
a fruit
off.
smoothie. And it like makes one and hands it to him like, have a nice day, sir. Thank you for
It
looking
should
out.
say, "Thank you, Karen. Have a great day."
Thank you, Karen. Appreciate you chiming in.
Oh, that's terrible. I mean, it's great because they could save a pet's life, right? But
No,
anyways,
they're doing the right thing.
yes. So I put my gear
Absolutely.
in the trunk, but I have to make sure my garage door is closed because if my garage door is open, then my trunk hits the garage door and scratches my car. It's happened like 4 times. There's so many scratches on the back of my car. It's
Oh.
stupid. Anyways, so there's that. Yeah. And I have like a whole charging dump station when I walk in the door in my laundry room where I dump everything and I plug everything in as soon as I get home. I always do that. So I usually just when I go downstairs, I pull all the batteries off the chargers, throw them in,
Mm,
make sure I have memory cards because I've gotten to shoots many times and not had enough cards or been
mhm.
scrambling for a drone card. So that's a big thing that I always double check.
That's a good point. Yep.
Yeah. And I
Yep.
always say to myself when I get in the car, I'm like photos, drone, Matterport, tripod. Like I just say it out loud when I'm walking in my car. I like count them off. I'm like, do I have everything? Photos, drone, I'm doing
Hmm.
everything. Matterport, yes. Tripod, yes. I'm like, okay, ready to go. And even if I don't have that service, I still bring the drone with me or the Matterport camera because I cannot
Same.
tell you every time that I
Hmm.
don't bring it, which is so seldom, they want it. And I'm
Yep.
like, the one time I don't bring it, of course you want it, you
Yeah.
know?
Same. I just bring all the gear every time, every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you never know when you'll have the opportunity to upsell them too. Like if you get there and the property just
Right.
really needs drone, like that's an
Hmm.
opportunity. So bring all your gear with you for sure.
Yeah.
So I get there same as you. I kind of park far away where you can't see my car from the windows or the drone shots that I'm going to take. I get my camera bag and my tripod and bring them in with me. I leave my drone in the trunk because it's just one more bag, and I
Mm.
fly the drone last from my
Mm.
car
Oh, okay. Yep.
because I hide behind my car or I sit in my car and fly.
Yep. Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And so I always do, I walk up, greet the client, obviously. I ask them, should we walk the property, turn on lights and stuff? And they're like, sure. We walk the property together, looking for, is there anything that needs to be moved? Or they always take my suggestions.
Hmm.
I'm very, very particular on how the house looks. So I will make plenty of suggestions on where I think everything needs to be. And I'm not
Hmm.
shy. I see that as part of our service. It's not rude to ask them to move something. It's not stepping out of line. It's just a nice suggestion. And I don't tell them, oh, we should move that. I'm like, hey, what do you think about maybe moving these garbage cans in the garage? Like,
Right.
the garbage can that's always at the end of the kitchen island.
Hmm.
It's like,
Hmm.
we can throw that in the garage. Or what do you think about these floor mats? They're kind of,
Yep.
maybe we should pull them. And they're like, oh, yeah, definitely. Thank you. And they always thank you. It's like sometimes they just need that little push because they've been in the house for so long. Sometimes you can't see it because you've been in it.
Hmm.
Sometimes you need that
Yeah, it's
outside
true.
eye to come in. So don't be shy. And I always tell them, less is more. Like,
Yeah.
obviously they live here, but yeah, let's pull the knife block. Let's pull the
And
paper towel.
sometimes they like you being the bad guy too.
Yes,
That it was
especially,
your
yes,
suggestion if the homeowner's there. It's like, oh,
exactly.
oh, okay, you think we should? Yeah.
Yeah. And I
You
don't,
know.
I'm like, I'll probably never see this homeowner again. So I don't care.
Right. We have a way
Blame it
better.
on me.
Yeah. We're done after that. So it's way better to take the heat. Yep.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hmm.
So do the walkthrough. I walk the whole thing. I look out on the back deck outside and I always ask the agent to remove the cover off the barbecue. The garbage cans is a big one. There's always garbage cans. I mean, we can Photoshop those out, but it's just extra time that Jan, my VA, has to spend editing them out. If I'm
Yeah.
going to be doing Matterport or a video, I definitely move them
Right.
100%.
Yep.
If it's
Yep.
photo and it's just going to be in maybe one shot, I don't always move them,
Yep.
but I
Yeah.
always have
But
to send
video,
them new.
obviously, you're like, yep, move this.
Oh yeah,
It's gotta
video
go. And then
Matterport.
same
Absolutely.
thing, Matterport, right? Inside,
Hmm.
yeah. They're like, oh, can you just Photoshop that? I'm like, well, we're gonna come through with the Matterport. And then that's a good point too, that I also try to, sometimes homeowners and or the agent want to like move things around. When I've
Hmm.
got multiple services, I'm like, let's find a permanent place for this that like in the garage that we don't have to keep chasing because we're gonna chase it 3 times.
Right.
It doesn't make
Right.
sense.
Well, and that's the funny thing too. Like once you're done with photos, so many times they're like, "Oh, can I put everything back?" And I'm like, "Nope, still
Mm.
need to do Matterport and video. Please wait." And they're like, "Oh yeah, okay." Or the
Oh my
ones
gosh.
that turn the lights off when you're done in the
Oh yeah.
rooms.
Sorry to interrupt, Rach, but did you hear that when SDS listeners use the code STS, they're getting 10 complete marketing kits?
Yeah, which includes property websites, videos, flyers, and more, absolutely free. So I intentionally will fiddle with things that don't really need fiddled with in front
Like
of the
what?
agents.
Oh, like what?
Like pillows, blankets. It's
Oh,
kind of
just
it's
to make it look like you're
to make it
being
look like I'm
super
going above and
attentive.
beyond. I mean, a lot of times there's something that's a tiny bit out of place, and most people wouldn't care. But if it's the agent that's like that super A type that does care, that goes a long ways with them. They're like, "That's why I love you. You see that stuff. You catch that
Mm-hmm.
stuff." And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, even if it looks almost perfect, but it's not 100%, I will go fiddle with it and fix it.
Do you
Just
tidy up curtain strings?
yeah, I'll like put them nicely on the
Like wind them at the
ledge.
bottom?
No, I don't do
Yeah,
that.
or you put them on the ledge. Like
I
the
do
long ones that hang
straighten a
to the
lot of blind.
floor?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Totally.
Yeah, yeah.
Some agents ask me to do that, and I'm like, okay. Like, no one's gonna notice. No one's gonna notice. No one is gonna
I feel
notice.
like that's something I do sometimes, almost just like that they know I'm paying attention, that I'm
Yeah.
paying attention to the details. I'll just tidy it up. But I do think, what about like, you ever come and there's like coaxial cables and like stuff like
Mm.
that? Do you ever like break those down and try and tuck them away or push them back on the wall or anything
I
like
mean,
that?
if there's cables coming out of the floor, I'm not really gonna be able to do much. So I just try to put like a plant in front of it or something. Like maybe we can kind of hide it. Or like, some people's desks are just full of cords, and you're like, oh my. I'm like, sorry,
Yes.
Jan. And Jan will edit them all out. He's so good.
Oh, okay. I try to
But
simplify those. Like if
yeah.
there's stuff, I'm like, I'll ask, like, I don't want to mess with like their security cameras or something like that.
Right. That's
But I'll
another thing
ask
too.
like,
Like the security, like the home that's in the kitchen, like the home base thing.
mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
always feel weird unplugging that. I'm like,
yeah,
they're gonna get an alert on their phone that their photographer that they don't know is
yeah.
in their house and just unplugged all their
Hid
cameras.
their
Like that's a
security
little
cameras.
sketch. That's a
Yeah,
little
exactly.
sus.
Yeah, I'll usually ask them if they're there. I'll be like, hey, is that like easy thing if we just, because usually they're just a USB thing and you can disconnect. Because a lot of times they got like ugly cables hanging down. So sometimes
Yeah.
I'll ask if we could tuck them away. But
Totally.
yeah, Hmm.
So, things like fire pits out back of their gas generator, I'll ask, can we light the fire for the video? Um, String
Yep.
lights out back, can we turn the string lights on? When I see those things, I ask if we can turn them on because it just makes a
Oh,
little
and
difference.
do
Hot
you
tub
do
covers
all lights
off.
on? I believe you do all
Yeah.
lights on in the house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. hmm
Yeah.
hmm
What's your
so
what's your feeling on like all the little accessory lights? Do you turn those on too?
yeah, we turn all of them on.
Mm,
They all do it. They all want them on. I know
mm.
this is like a huge thing in
It's a
our
debate.
industry.
Yeah, big
It's a
debate.
debate. It's funny.
Especially when you
Some
get to
people are,
like design guys, right?
well,
Or
I just did a design
architectural.
shoot for a stager and we did lights off for the whole thing and they're absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, they look way better, but
Mhm.
try to tell that to an agent. They
I
don't get
know.
it. And they just want bright and everything lit up. They don't understand. They're not selling a feeling. They're selling, well, they kind of are, but they're all just trained that they should be on, I think.
Yeah, now they've all been trained that they should be on because
Yeah.
they had too many bad photographers.
Yeah. I did, oh my gosh, the $9 million house I got there, and it was kind of a disaster. The half the lights in the house didn't work, and we were doing twilight. And I was doing twilight on a Friday night. Like, I don't do twilights for the record. I haven't done twilights in like a year.
Oh,
I've
really?
done them for this client now twice. And I did it on a Friday night, and I was like out there doing it. I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I breaking my rule? I don't do twilight. I'm like, why?
And is that just for time? Is that why you don't do them?
It's busy season. No one else can do it. It's just
No,
it
but
was
why
$9
don't you?
million. I wanted to do it. What half the house with the lights. I was trying to
No, no,
explain.
but why don't you do Twilight normally?
Because that's my family time. That's when
Yeah.
I have my kids or my husband. And it's like I don't need to do it. The team can do it. They want the work. They don't mind,
So how does that happen so do they get to choose you? What if they want Twilight and they try to choose you? Do you hand it off to somebody else? How does
I
that
don't
work?
come up as an option. They have to pick someone.
Oh, Twilight doesn't, you're just not selected. You can not selectable for Twilight at all.
Yeah. Most of our clients added on after the fact. And this one, I put the order in for this client. So she's,
Mm,
yeah, a little high
yeah.
maintenance. But half the house didn't have lights on. So she had to run home and grab an extension cord to run lamps, like extension cord to lamps to light up half the house for twilight. And then the fire table downstairs wasn't working, so she had to run to the gas station or she went to Fred Meyer and got like a little propane tank, which was the wrong size for the adapter. So then she went to a gas station and found a big size propane tank and brought that, which she couldn't hook it up, so I had to do it each time. And then we're trying to light it and it wouldn't work. And so that was a disaster. So the whole shoot was just, and she made a cheese and fruit platter to put out on the deck. And it was just sitting on the counter I didn't know where she wanted it. And it's sitting on the
Melting.
kitchen counter and she's out trying to find propane. And I'm like, I don't know where she wants this. I'm shooting part of the Twilight now. Like, I have to take these photos. I'm like, crap. I'm like, I'll just leave it on the kitchen counter. And then she comes back and puts it out on the deck. Like, I was like, oh, that does look better. I'm like, I'm not a stager. I don't know
Oh,
where you
that
want this
does
stuff.
look
I was like,
better.
oh my gosh. So I had to take
That
another
does look.
photo of that. It was just like, oh my gosh, it was too
Well, at
much.
least she didn't show up and you were like, oh, that was a prop. I ate half the cheese and
Well, I
crackers.
did steal an apricot and an almond because I was starving. And I can eat those things. I was
You're
like,
trying to
oh,
tidy it back up after you like took some
yeah.
stuff off.
I'm like, she
That's
won't
awesome.
notice.
She'll
She
never know.
won't.
She's like, where's my apricot?
I know. And she gave me the whole bag of apricots. I was like, yay, they're so good.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Anyway, so back to the prep. Where were we at? Okay, so I
I know.
prep the home, walk with the agent, ask questions. I always ask if they want the garage shot. I always look in every
Oh,
single door too. That's another thing
mhm.
I think a lot of people get wrong in the beginning. They miss a room because they didn't open a door. And they thought, oh, I thought it
Yeah.
was just a closet. No, that was a
Mhm.
bathroom or a really cool closet that needed shot.
Or the
So
laundry, or
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
So always, and I don't know what it was, but when I first started this business, I forgot laundry rooms all the time. So I always do kind of when I'm
Yeah.
done shooting photos, I don't look through them, but I kind of rattle off all the rooms just kind of mentally in my head. I'm like, okay, I did the kitchen, living room, I did the backyard, I did laundry. Like I got it
Mhm.
all.
Yeah.
I do like a little mental check.
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of times where I miss a stupid powder bathroom or something. It's annoying. I hate going back. It's the worst.
Yeah.
So then I do photos. I actually have been doing floor plan first because I kind of give the agent tasks. I'm like, hey, can you pull the cover off the
Oh yeah.
barbecue? And the
That makes
ADP
sense.
sign needs pulled. And like, they're
Yeah.
kind of still prepping, running around doing stuff. So I'm like, I'll do the
Hmm.
floor plan first. That also gives me a chance to kind of scan everything because I'm going around every baseboard, right? And I can see if anything else is out of place that I didn't notice on the first round.
Mm.
and then do photos. And as I'm shooting photos, the compositions I do for the photos are very, very similar compositions I do for video. I just add movement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I for the wide angle shot at least for the video,
Mm,
and then I do
yeah.
detail shots. So, and I'm kind of thinking about it, and I'm looking like, what could I use for a reveal? Like, how could I? Yeah, I just see it. When I see it, I know it. I'm like, ooh, I think that angle is going to look good, you know? So I'm mentally taking note as I'm shooting photos for what I think would look good for the video. So,
Mm.
and by shooting those photos first, it just gives me the lay of the land. It helps my creative juices start flowing.
Do you ever
About that.
cheat? Like when you see a plant on a end table in the bedroom and you're like, oh, if that was just a little further out, I would get a great video shot. Do you ever like do what I do and move the table a little bit out just so you can get it in the foreground?
Oh yeah, 100%. You can't
Okay.
tell. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely,
Okay, cool, cool.
definitely.
This I
Um,
just the worst thing when you do that is don't forget to put it back because then you get your
right.
alternate angle and it's like sticking out a little bit awkward.
It
You're like,
looks
oh
all weird.
shoot, I forgot to put it back.
Whoops. They won't notice, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, use floor plan photos, and then I start at the front door when I shoot
Hmm.
photos. And then I flow through the house on the main floor. And then when I go upstairs and there's like a long hallway with rooms, I stay right or left. I just shoot one side all the way down and then the other side all the way down. And that's same as you, just to not forget
Yeah,
something.
just to not forget it. Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah.
then I do the exterior last,
Oh,
unless it's,
all the exterior last.
yeah. Sometimes I do the front first and then I go in and do the front door. And I just don't want to take my shoes on and off multiple times. So
Yeah,
for me, it's like, it's easy that way. Or
yeah.
I'll do the
Somebody else
front first and
who
then
was
the
that
back at the end.
said that they do the exteriors. Wait, no, they did. What they said something about that just because they didn't want to track dirt in the house. So they what did they do? I don't know.
I don't
Um,
remember. I
I
kind of
forget.
do, but I don't. They've had a lot
Yeah,
of people on.
somebody mentioned that. Yeah, the order
Or
they do is because they don't want dirt to come in. But I'm like, you gotta still walk to the house. But whatever. Um,
anyways, and it also depends on the rain. If it's like it rains here and then it will stop for 10 minutes and it'll rain and then it'll stop.
yeah,
So if there is a clear spot in the weather, I will shoot outside because I know that's my window.
that's why I'm so paranoid about because I've had a couple times where, especially when you're doing a lot of services, everything looks great when you're outside. And then you go inside, you do all your stuff, and then you come out and you're like, whoa, when did these clouds roll in? That's why I'm kind of paranoid that I like to do exteriors first if it looks good. But
Totally. Okay, so next up, I do Matterport. And the reason I do Matterport after my photos is because I use my tripod. I am all about efficiency with time. I want to be in and out of there as quick as humanly possible. So I already have my tripod set up and I'm going to put my Matterport camera on the tripod. And another reason I don't do it after the video is because I have gotten my Matterport camera out of my bag because it's all just thrown in with my
and
flash and
it's
everything.
not
And it's been turned
charged.
on and it died. And then I have to charge it. And
Yeah.
that's like the most irritating thing. It takes
Mhm.
forever. So if that happens, I can charge it while I do the video and then I will be okay. So
Yep.
that's why I sandwich that in. And then I end with the video and then I go out and do the drone. I do all the drone photos first
Oh,
so I don't miss anything.
okay.
And I start at kind of ground level, maybe 8 to 10, 15 feet up, and I do the front of the house. And then I do like 25 to 75 feet up all four corners of the house in a straight down
Mhm.
layout view. And then we do the 400 feet like far away shots. And then when I'm up at the 400 feet far away, I flip to video mode and I do my fly in.
Mm.
And then I do a straight down layout video. And then I do some details of the front, details of the backyard. And then I'm done. And I fly from my car. So I bring all my gear, I pack everything up, bring all my gear, put it in my trunk, and then I fly my drone. And then I hide in my car or behind my car so you can't see me.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I go back in and I turn all the lights off and put everything back. You always want to, if you move something, you always want to put it back for the homeowner. So if you put something in a drawer somewhere, just take it out and put it back where it belonged, and turn all lights off, lamps off, fireplace, blah, blah, blah. Put the cover back on the barbecue because it rains a lot. So things can rust here. That's important. And then I say goodbye to the agent. And I had one agent. I've never texted or called or let an agent know that I'm done at the property if they're not there in the 8 years I've been doing this. And I had
Really?
one this past year that complained about that. She was like, hi, she texted, she was like, did the shoot happen today? And I was like, yeah, Colin went, got it done. She was like, okay, well, it'd be really nice to get a text message. I didn't even know if he went or not. I had no idea. I'm like, well, you got an email yesterday confirming the appointment and he
Mm.
went, but we don't. typically we do now. We're supposed to. I need to reiterate that at our team meeting. Make sure everyone's doing it. But we're supposed to text them when we're done. Let them know,
Mm,
like, hey, we're all done with the shoot. The house looked great. It's all locked up. Keys back in the key box.
yeah,
These you'll have your photos back tomorrow by noon. Have a great
yeah.
day. So then I go
Oh,
home and I drop my bag. Oh, what? Go ahead.
that reminds me of a thing in my workflow too. If there's no agent going to meet me there,
Hmm.
when I do the lockbox, I will unlock the door and then I will put the key back in the lockbox because you don't want to lose that key.
Oh yeah.
And you don't want to, and like, or do something
Or
dumb
forget
like
it.
set it in your bag and then get locked out on the balcony or something, and now
Mhm.
you can't get back in the house. Which I have been locked out on a balcony before because the doorknob was locked and I didn't realize it. Went outside, it locked, and I was up really high on this balcony. That wasn't like an easy thing to get down from. Luckily, my father was there shooting because I called him and he let me in. But
Nice.
because of those scenarios, that's like I feel like it's the safest place for the key is back in the lockbox.
Yeah. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Um,
Um, and then one thing I do at the end that's slightly different, if nobody is there with me, not that it really proves anything, but it's like shows due diligence at least, is I will do a quick video when I'm walking out and locking up. Like all the lights are off, and I'll pan the house real quick. I'll close the door. I'll film myself locking and putting the key back in the lockbox and closing the
oh,
lockbox. Because not that it proves it. I mean, I could stop recording and go unlock it all and go steal everything from the house if I wanted to, but at least it just shows due diligence. And if the agent's like, "Hey, did you turn off all the lights?" and I can just send them the video, like, "Here you go," and they're like, "Oh, thanks, bro."
yeah.
You know?
Cool. Yeah. It's awesome. One thing I have to say, like a lot of times I eat lunch in my car. I always pack a lunch with my stuff and
Hmm.
I will pull over if I have 50, like yesterday, I had 15 minutes. Oh no, Friday. I don't know when it was. I think it was Friday. I worked so much this week. It was insane. I'm so tired. We had like 42 shoots this week,
Hmm.
like three of us. So that was a lot. Well, three and a half of us. But anyways, so yeah, if I'm
A
gonna
lot
eat
of
my
shoots.
lunch, I pull over before I get to the house. Because if the agent, you show up early and the agent's there, they're gonna expect you're gonna start. You don't want to be like, oh, I'm gonna eat my lunch real quick and then I'll be in. So I just pull over before I get to the house, eat my lunch, and then I head in. So
Yeah.
if I have extra time on site between shoots, I will upload my Matterport on site. I
Oh, okay.
always send my floor plans right away. You can keep the app running in the background and it will upload the floor plans throughout the day. I just always check it when I get home. We do promise all of our media back the next day before noon. That's video, floor plan, Matterport, everything.
Hmm.
So it is important that we get
Yeah.
that in quickly. We are part of the Kubicasa program, so we get 12-hour floor plans now without having to pay the extra fee
Hmm.
for that, which is nice.
What about your Matterport? Because I find that Matterport is the absolute worst at getting the floor plans back. So do you
Oh,
sometimes
I
order
don't do
floor
floor
plans?
plans through Matterport.
You don't ever.
Unless I forget to do them through Kubicasa. We do them for free on every shoot now, the floor plans, so they're always done through
Oh.
Kubicasa. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Plus, it's faster to do the floor plan through Kubicasa than trying to scan on the Matterport, which is something
Yeah.
I've been considering lately. Is like even when they want the floor plan, when it's Matterport, because it's actually cheaper. My offering is cheaper to get the floor plan through Matterport.
Mhm.
It's just how it's always been. Um, so sometimes they'll want the floor plan through Matterport if we did the Matterport, but now I'm thinking about like just give them the friggin' for free just to make
Kubicasa.
it
Yeah.
easier for me in less time because
Right.
I
Because you have
hate.
to get the Matterport back, the tour back before you can order the
Hmm.
floor plans.
Yes,
So
yes,
yeah, which is annoying.
and then yeah, it has to process, and you got to like publish or do the stupid changes setting to even or
Yeah.
it's dumb,
Yeah.
and yeah, and then they
And
just
then
take
they
forever.
take long. Yeah.
They take forever, and it's like you're kind of like, well, it's Matterport. They do whatever they feel like because they suck.
They'll be back in 25 hours. Right?
Yeah, yeah,
Check the 24 and it's 25. No, I
they're
don't
the
know if they're
worst.
always
They're the
late, but
worst. Yeah.
anyways. So I get home, I grab my bag, all my bags, and I dump them in my little laundry room. I open the bag up, I put my batteries on the charger right away, charge up
Hmm.
everything. I grab my memory cards out and I go straight to my desk and I have a little post-it note holder where I put my memory cards in that, or I put one in the back of my computer and then I put another one there. And I have lost memory cards in the past.
Mm.
I did a lifestyle shoot with a gal for 3 hours and I could not find her memory card. I know I took it out and put it on my desk and I could not. I spent 2 hours looking for it, Neil. I was going
Mm,
crazy. I was
mm.
dying. I'm like, it has to be here somewhere. I'm like, I don't know where it's at. Like everywhere. It was in my desk chair behind like where my butt would sit in that crack.
Oh,
It
yeah.
fell back there. Yeah.
In your
So
in your in your crack, did you
it
say?
was in my crack. Yeah. Right there. Annoying.
It's hard to find.
That
Yeah,
poor
yeah.
card. So, anyways, I always put it exactly where I know I need to put it. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I
And
don't delete my memory cards until that job's been delivered. So I need it to be backed up in at least two places before I delete
mhm.
the stuff on the card. So that's with
Yeah.
portrait shoots. Like if I pop it in my in my camera and I see that there's a shoot on there that I haven't finalized and sent off the final images to the client, then I'll either shoot on it or I'll put it
Yeah.
back in my card holder.
Yeah, the cards I use aren't super expensive, so I use this SanDisk Pro, whatever it is, but I don't
Mhm.
get the crazy expensive ones.
Yeah.
So I have enough of those that same thing. If I'm paranoid about it, like if it's
Mhm.
something that was like a big shoot or a lot of services or whatever that I'm extra paranoid about it, sometimes I'll just take one of the. I have a little like ring box on next to my computer, you know. Uh, I don't know if it's like a necklace box.
Okay.
So that has like ones that I'm like, let that one sit for a week. Uh,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
And
just
then
not use that one. And I used to be organized and I had like one side of the card holder was for ones that had to,
mhm,
I tried to be, I should really just label it right in there on the,
yeah,
because it has like 30 spots for cards, maybe not that, maybe 20, but, and I have a lot of cards. I probably have 10, 15 cards. So,
yeah,
anyways, one day I'll get my, you know what, together and figure all this stuff out. But
yeah.
my system works, I'm pretty
That
organized.
works.
So, but yeah, I get home, I try to upload right away because I want to be done with work. So I don't, I call on site. I'll like, if I'm in a
Mm,
living room and I don't like the way a photo turned out, I will delete it off the card right there and reshoot it
yeah,
because I don't want to have to do any work when I get home. Same with when I shoot video, I'm shooting in order of how I'm going to put it together when I get home because we sort all
yeah.
the files before we send them to the editor. I have my cat on my lap. She's
Yeah,
playing with my
cat's
hands.
playing. Yeah.
She's cute. So
You've never had a problem with the file corruption on your memory card doing that process, right?
huh, no, I
Yeah.
format
That's
it
I'm so
frequently.
paranoid about this. Is the only reason I've never done that is because one time or another, I heard somebody talk about the odds of you getting a file corruption are higher when you delete stuff on your card. So I'm always like, I never touch it. But
Oh,
like,
okay.
I've been trying to do more of that lately because I'm like,
Yeah.
well, Rachel's been good. So,
It's been eight
um,
years.
yeah.
Okay, on what?
So like, at least the video stuff, if I'm like, oh, that sucked, I'll delete it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the drone video too, I try to shoot that in order. And then it's just easy for me to like, no, kitty. It's
Gonna
cat's
going
playing
for
with
the
my,
mic. Going for the mic.
it's destroyed. I'm glad you can't see it on the podcast. The little
Oh, really?
foam cover over my microphone. Yeah, they pull it
Oh,
off because it comes off and they play with it and they get hair all over it and it's all chipped and
I'm glad
they've
my
bitten
cats don't
it.
do that. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
good.
Rubbing the face on it right now, too.
Yeah. She's
Pick
like,
that up on audio.
yes, come
That'll
here,
be
it's fine.
nice. But it's like, yeah, the perfect cat toy. It's like a little
Yeah.
mouse.
So I upload all the photos. I use Dropbox and I have Dropbox on my desktop. So
Mm.
since I just recently figured that out and it's so much quicker than using online Dropbox. So if you're not
Oh,
using desktop Dropbox, use it. It's
oh,
amazing.
okay. Oh, interesting.
It does take up space on your computer, so you've got to right click on the folders that you're done using and just say make them online only, and then it will free up space on your computer. That was
Oh,
another
cool.
big thing for me because I'm like, how am I out of all this? I have no space. I'm like, oh yeah. Michael is like my IT guy, so he helped me. Um, but yeah, and then if I have time on site, I will trim and upload the Matterport or between jobs, I'll do that. I just try to maximize my day. I don't want to work when I get home. When I get home, I'm
Mm,
done. I'm
that's
tired,
smart.
I'm spent, I'm ready to like
Yeah,
go take a nap or make dinner or run the kids around or hang out with my husband. So,
super smart.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, try to make it as quick and easy as possible when I get home. So then we
Do you
upload.
have notes on your videos? Is that anything you do
No,
on site as notes or
zero
anything like
notes.
that? Okay.
Zero. I upload just a folder into our shared Dropbox folder for video, and then I email the link to our editor. And they know our style. They know what we're doing. On occasion, like I did a so like a winter to spring transition instead of like a daylight to twilight
Ooh, yep.
transition. I did a snowy to summer transition.
You must have
Trying
been there
that.
forever.
Yeah, I was. I stayed there for about 3 months. Yeah, it
Mm,
was a long shoot. Yeah.
not very long.
So yeah, I shot that one in February and then I just went back yesterday and reshot it. So I
Oh,
thought
that's
that would be
smarter.
fun to
Yeah,
like,
that's smart.
and he was like, "Oh, you can just, I'll just update the video for you too." That took forever. Oh my gosh, to like swap out the clips and my computer was
Mm.
working so slow today. I was so annoyed with it. I'm like, can you just work fast today? I need to be highly
Uh,
functioning. And it wasn't. It's working like I am because I'm really tired. I'm like so ready for vacation
oh yeah.
Monday. Anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, no real notes unless we need it. We'll note something, but most of the time there's no extensive notes,
And
which is
so, do
easy.
you have to handle anything once your job is sent out? Do you
No.
handle any of it from your admin does everything delivery and all that?
Yep, editor edits them, puts them in the done Dropbox folder. Jan starts work at about 7 a.m. and he starts uploading. Casey kind of oversees Jan. Casey's my assistant. And Jan makes sure everything's out by noon. I don't even really look at very many photos. I get an email when the videos are done from the whole team. So occasionally I'll open those up and watch them and see how they look. Kind of helps me get a pulse on things and just reach out if there's something that needs fixed. I've been kind of harping on Michael lately with critiques and giving him a lot of critiques. And I've been kind of harsh on him. And the other day he was like, I'm sorry. I know my critiques are tough. Like, I really just want us all to be consistent and I just want us all to improve. And we are one of the top photography companies here in Seattle. So I have high standards. So I hope you understand.
Hmm.
I'm only doing this to make you better. You are a great photographer. I appreciate you. And he goes, yeah, it would just be really nice if every once in a while you'd give some positive feedback. I was like,
Oh,
okay,
geez.
I'll sandwich that in. My bad. So leadership is a big, like, I just get going so fast. I'm
Yeah.
doing 5 million other things and a video comes across my desk, right? And I stop and watch it. I'm like, and I see 5 things wrong with it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to tell him the 5 things he did wrong, send that off to him. Okay, check that box, done,
Hmm.
moving on to the next
Hmm.
thing. So it's
Yeah.
not, and I told him that. I'm like, it's not that I don't see the good that you do. It's just I'm so busy right now with busy season and stuff. I just don't have a lot of time for the fluff. And I'm not trying to
I
be
know.
rude, and I told him, I go, me and Casey were just complimenting about how great your photos are. So you're good. So, anyways, it's just, it's crazy to me that I don't have more time because I do have so many people in place to take care of all the day to day, but it is higher volume that we're doing. And I'm still doing portraits and I was shooting full time this whole week. So I'm
Yeah.
literally out shooting all day and then I come home. I have my kids. I have this
Yeah.
crazy meal restriction. So I have to actually make food for myself, which takes forever. Before I would have just heated up a like chicken pot pie or a frozen burrito and called it good. Now,
Yeah.
like,
And you have to raise 9 chickens, is it?
and then I have chickens and a ferret and 3 cats and a dog and soon to be 2 donkeys. 14 chickens we have right
Yeah.
now.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, might
good.
as well just start a full-on horse farm,
If I
because
had more acreage, I would definitely have horses,
you've got
but
plenty of time. Might as well.
I know. My husband's like, "Are you sure you want donkeys? Like when are you gonna play?
Hmm.
You have to feed them twice a day." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know. I know. That's gonna be tough. They might just go hungry." No, I'm kidding.
Oh
Like
boy.
my daughter will take care of them 100% when she's here, and then the other half of the week it'll be on me. But we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyways, so sometimes I have this guilt feeling like I'm I'm like, why don't I have more time? Like I should have more time. I don't
Hmm.
get enough done, but I have to give myself a little bit of slack and be like, you do enough, Rach. Like it's okay.
Doing a
So
lot. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
But that's the workflow. So yeah, I don't really. If there's problems that come in with the shoot, they message our email, our business line. We have a business
Hmm.
phone line and a business email, and they message those 2 lines for the most part. If they message me and I'm busy, I'll be like, "Hey, I'm gonna forward this on to Casey, and she's gonna take care of you because I'm out shooting." And they're like, "Okay, great," and she'll fix all the problems. So
Nice.
that's been
That's
amazing.
amazing. Yeah,
It's
that's
great,
amazing.
and all the calls that come in, she handles them. So
So,
that's been great.
are most of your team on US time?
Yeah, except our editors. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jan, our
So,
VA, he's not, but he works 7 to like 3 for me.
yeah. So yeah, you can get you have they got the stuff at noon most of the time. They get back to you if something's wrong, and Jan at the very least can take care of that until like 3. Is that the idea?
Casey does usually.
Or
Yeah.
Casey?
But Jan
Okay.
can make little tweaks too. Like sometimes he doesn't always work a full day. He's got a pretty
Mm.
cush job. But then there's other days when he's working. He uploads on Sundays for me because he doesn't have to upload on, he has Sunday, Monday off.
What about video problems? Does your video editors, are they accessible to fix things? What do you do for that?
Yeah, they're pretty good. It depends on how early we catch them because their photo team is 24 hours. We don't do our photos with our video editor, but we
Right.
do, their video department closes about 11 or 12. So if there's an issue and we don't get it to them right away, they're like, okay, we'll have it to you by tonight. And we just message our clients. They're cool. Like the biggest thing is the photos. They need the
Right.
photos to go
Right.
live. And if the video comes in that night, they can always add it on. Like it's not
Yeah.
ideal, but they're usually pretty cool about that. It's the photos that's the issue. When our editor goes to bed and we're up a
Mm,
creek, it's like, which doesn't
yeah.
happen very often. He's up pretty late helping us. So
Yeah.
he's been great. And I've been with
Cool.
him for like, gosh, almost 5 years. It's crazy.
Cool.
He's been great. So,
Well,
okay.
awesome.
Well,
Yeah, I
that's
think
my
that's cool.
process.
I love it.
And that was not quick. That was like an hour. So I
No,
missed.
we do. We thought that would be
Oh,
really quick.
we did. We thought it'd be a quick podcast for y'all, but you got the details. And we had to see chicks and we had to talk about other things because that's what we do.
Absolutely.
And apparently you guys like it because I got a message from a listener and he was like, I really appreciate you guys that you're just like real people. Like this job is so lonely. So to have you guys to listen to every week it's nice to just have someone you can relate to in this industry because he doesn't have a ton of friends in the industry. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Good. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm glad you listen to our BS because sometimes I'm like,
Yeah.
do people even like these rants that we go on, Neil?
I
We
know.
just start
But we can,
rambling on about something random.
and if they didn't, there really isn't much we could do about it because we
I know.
can't just even stop ourselves from doing it. So,
Right. Exactly. Okay, question. Have we been doing the podcast for 2 years or 3 years?
uh, mm, 3 years. Is it three? We're now probably at 3 years because that's right. A few weeks ago, I was like, oh, it's almost 3 years, right? Because it was 2.5 years before I ever met you.
Yeah. Yes, because it was 2.5 years at PMR this year.
That's right. So we're now at
Wow.
3 years. Wow.
Almost 100 episodes. We're so close.
How did that happen?
I don't
Wow,
know.
it's
We both
crazy.
look crazy old now.
I'm
This business wears
me
on you.
mostly.
I'm sorry. You look the same. I look a
No,
lot older.
listen, I can't let you take that bullet.
You're a lot more gray. You have a lot more gray in your beard.
Oh, I got a lot more grades than when I started. A
We're
lot
just
more.
maturing together, Neil. We're so
I
mature
used
now.
and I used to have hair where the hat stopped, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That is getting long. It's getting further back.
I have to move the
That's
hat
funny.
further back every day just to
Oh
cover
my
up
gosh.
the like empty spot where there's no hair.
Oh, well, you know
Yeah.
what we've started doing for Abel?
What?
He's going with the buzz cut now because he full on almost has a full cul-de-sac. Like it's getting so thin up
Oh,
top.
yeah,
Like the
yeah.
back is always, since I've met him, the back has always been really, really thin.
Hmm.
And I cut his hair for him. I just do like a little fade and like
Yeah.
it's super easy haircut. And like it used to be kind of difficult because he had a decent amount of hair. And he did the
Now you
for
just
men
trim the
or-
one hair with scissors, like,
No, it's like
you're
5
good.
hairs. I'm like, this is really quick, babe. I'm like, oh goodness. And so now we just
Oh, I
buzz
feel
cutted
better.
it.
I feel
We
better.
just
Oh, that's
yeah,
good.
we just buzz cut it. I was like, let's
Ah,
just buzz it. It's fine.
yeah. Some days I look at it and I go, like the light hits it right. I'm like, oh, I can just see my whole scalp through my hair. Wow.
Oh, yeah. It's so weird how men lose their hair, but women don't. I mean, some women do,
It's
but
it's very strange. Yeah.
yeah, it's bizarre. Wonder
Yeah.
why. Why did
Yeah.
God make us like that?
And
Neil?
we get it on our nose and our ears instead. Like, couldn't we just keep it where it was?
No, well, that's
Ah,
just your testosterone.
mm.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
my abundance of
Right. You're
testosterone.
so manly.
I'm the manliest. That's the one thing I get all the time is Neil, you're probably the manliest guy I ever met.
Yep.
Said no one ever.
Definitely. Definitely.
And then I skip away. Yay, I got a compliment.
Oh,
And
Neil.
they're like, never mind. Yep, we never should have said that out
We
loud.
take it
Yep,
all back.
yep.
We take it all back.
Taking
Okay.
it back.
I'm
All
gonna go
right.
eat popcorn and
Eat
watch
and
some horsey
sleep.
videos with my daughter and pass out.
That
And
sounds
it's
good.
it's Easter tomorrow, and I
Oh,
have to
happy.
fill Easter eggs still.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
dang
I
it.
just went to CVS like an hour ago and got
Oh,
stuff.
good job. I went yesterday. I was like, I better get it this done. My
Uh,
12-year-old really has high expectations of me. So,
oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, Elsie stopped me and she's like, Dad, you still have to get me a lot of stuff for my Easter basket. No, I'm
oh,
like, I literally spit take like water out of my mouth. It was so funny. She's like, because you get me like stuffed animals and stuff, Dad, and I don't see any of that yet.
oh my God, that's so cute. Just reminding you that you
Yeah.
have to do that. That's
And she
awesome.
was
All
right. I
right.
needed to go. Anyway, you have a great
Okay.
night. Everybody, we love you, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you later. Bye.
Later.